What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're back here once again with another offseason rebuild, but this time is one of the teams that are actually eliminated from the postseason rather than not obviously making the postseason at all. There was two teams eliminated, that being the Bulls and the Kings, and today we're starting with the Chicago Bulls. So tomorrow we will be doing the Sacramento Kings, but let's go ahead and talk about the future of the Chicago Bulls, talk about these playing games a little bit, and let's just do the Chicago Bulls offseason rebuild in 2K25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like in this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. YouTube tells me about 56% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed. So if you do fall in 56%, want to change that, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, before I start talking about the playing games, a few people commented down below in yesterday's video that start today was already broken. If you watched the very first offseason rebuild before the regular season was officially over, I told you guys, make a file, turn autosave off, because it's always inevitable that 2K crashes during start today when the playoffs start. I didn't know it happened that fast, but it has. Now, lucky for you guys, I did make a bunch of files, and I have shared one of them to the share scenario. So if you need one, you should be able to find it. Just search up my gamer tag, I guess, which is Boomeo, or you could search it maybe by Crushables. I titled it Crushables Start Today. So gamer tag, Boomeo, and then Crushables Start Today, maybe for the title if you can find it. Should be there, and it's what you need if Start Today is in fact still broken. With that being said, though, let's talk about what we just saw. I'm recording this right after both these playing games just happened. The Kings have been eliminated and the Bulls have been eliminated. And no, both of them kind of, I would say both games weren't great, obviously. There were some like fake comeback pushes there a little bit, but it always felt like the Miami Heat had it in control, and same thing with the Dallas Mavericks. The Kings made it interesting maybe for like a couple seconds. The Bulls, I think, got a little bit closer than the Kings ever did. But regardless, we're obviously talking about the Chicago Bulls today, and then we get two playing games on Friday, so that should be fun. But for the Chicago Bulls, it was a interesting season to say the least. Obviously, Josh Giddey had a pretty good season for them. They brought in, or they traded Alex Caruso to bring in Josh Giddey. They got heavy criticism for making that trade, but Giddey was pretty damn good. So I'll have to see what kind of contract he gets this offseason. Because he is going to have to be paid. Yeah, Vucevic still has another year on his contract. There was rumors about him at the trade deadline. There's a nice young core here, but I also don't exactly know what the Bulls are doing at the same time. So we'll kind of have to just dive into it and see what we feel is best, and we'll see who goes on to win the championship first and foremost. So it'll be the Knicks and the Wolves. It feels like it's always like that. And the Wolves go on and win it all. I feel like they've done that every single time we started one of these offseason rebuilds as of late. All right, for the retirements, got Chris Paul, Kyle Lowry, Conley, so kind of the usual guys that always usually retire. So for the lottery, I actually don't know what percentage odds we get now. So we're going to be projected 1% chance at jumping up into the top 4. So more than likely, that's not going to happen. Or 1% chance at number 1, I believe is what that actually is. But more than likely, we're not going to jump up, but it would be pretty wild if we got lucky. And we will not. So Jazz 1, 76ers 2. We stick at pick 12, which I think is fine because in the first 3 offseason rebuilds, I got Harper, Flag, and Ace Bailey. So maybe we can stay away from them. That would change it up anyway. So yeah, and then tomorrow we'll do the Sacramento Kings as well, which that one's a little bit more tougher in my opinion, because I really don't know what the Kings plan on doing in the future. So Billy Donovan, I could potentially see him being fired, but he has 1 year left of his contract, so I'm going to leave him for now, but definitely would not shock me if he got dismissed in real life whatsoever. So let's head to draft night, and let's pick with number 12. Unless if we want to do like some kind of crazy trade on draft night, but I don't think there's anything I'm really thinking about doing at the moment. So let's just see what falls to us at 12. So number 1 is gonna be Cooper Flag to Utah. Number 2 is gonna be Ace Bailey to Philly. You got Dylan Harper to Miami. You got VJ come to Washington. Carter Bryant goes. Maluak goes. Igor goes, and then Trey Johnson, Caspers, Liam McNeely, and then last but not least us, Will Riley goes. Okay, so we're on the board. We have Jeremiah Fears on the board, and that one could be interesting. Obviously, we have Josh Giddey and Kobe White as a backcourt right now, and I don't hate that. We also have Derek Queen, which we definitely do need a center for the future, so I don't hate that either. So do we want to take Fears? Do we want to take Asa Newell, Noel, or whatever you want to say it, Danny Wolf, Ian Jackson? I definitely think I'm kind of split between Fears, Queen, and Asa Newell. I know Jeremiah Fears is kind of a stud in the 2K sim, and this one in this draft class anyway. I know that from the Jazz video and just kind of seeing him develop in general, but I do kind of want to roll with Josh Giddey for this video just because he's been pretty good for Chicago. So part of me wants to take either Asa Newell or Derek Queen, and we definitely need a center. So I do think I'm going to go ahead and select Derek Queen here. So Derek Queen is going to be the draft pick here at 12. We need a center to replace Vucevic anyway, because I don't really plan on keeping Vucevic. So that will be what we do there. We have a second round pick as well. We're going to go ahead and select Dink here out of high school. All right, so welcome to Chicago, both of you, once you're signed. So Dink and then Derek Queen. So Derek Queen's probably going to get the opportunity to start right away. Player options, Javon Carter accepts. Dalen Terry, we're going to go and accept that as well. Qualifying offers, you got Josh Giddey. Like I said, I fully anticipate the Bulls more than likely re-signing him. Probably it would assume there's mutual interest there, but we'll see what happens. And then for free agency, he's asking for $33 million. I'm going to hopefully try to talk him down a little bit, but we'll see. So we have Lonzo Ball, who they did re-sign as well. Javon Carter, Kobe White, Dalen Terry. You have Kevin Huerter, Aidasumu, Julian Phillips. Now, the one thing this Bulls team does have is they have a lot of expiring salaries. That is one thing I will say. I really do want to trade Vucevic this offseason, though. I really want him out of here. So I want like Derek Queen, Jalen Smith, and Zach Collins to be the guys that are involved here. So I think that would be my first step this offseason, is getting rid of him. And I think the only other thing other than that, I'd probably just resign Josh Giddey, because we kind of have a full rotation. And then you can really evaluate the deadline on maybe making some type of trade if we wanted to. Maybe it's taking on a bad contract that we think we can make better, or maybe it's, I don't know, because we have some expiring salaries, which are going to be valuable, of course. So let's go see what we can get for Vucevic, though, because I would like to get rid of him here. 34 years old, only going to regress from here. I know he's a nice fit next to Josh Giddey and all, but I'm going to see if we can get something for him before he's gone off the books. So as far as the trade finder is concerned, I'm not seeing anything that I absolutely love or that I think is realistic. Like the Grizzlies is interesting because they obviously have Zach Edey, and in that first play-in game, it was kind of a mixed bag. Like there were some good things, and then there were some really bad things as well. Not that Vucevic is like the answer to that, but they are trying to give me Pippen and Gigi Jackson, which is kind of intriguing. But this one feels a little bit more realistic to me but I don't know if it really is at the same time. So the Miami Heat are trying to give me Jovic and Duncan Robinson. I'd be more than okay with this. I don't know if Miami would like envision Vucevic playing next to Bam Adebayo and that working. I don't know. I'm going to do it anyway, though, because I want Vucevic out of here. So Jovic, and we get Duncan Robinson's expiring contract. So the Miami Heat get themselves a 5-man. We'll see what we can do with Jovic for a year. So yeah, sign me up. So let's make this trade happen. Miami gets Vucevic. We get Jovic, and Jovic will be playing, I don't know. We'll see what we'll see where we're going to play him at. But we'll probably move Aidasumu to the shooting guard. Maybe move Patrick Williams to the 3. I don't think they ever really should have paid Patrick Williams the amount of money that they did, obviously. But he is a good 2K sim player. He always ends up being solid enough that I find a reason to trade for him sometimes. But I think his overall has gone down enough to where I'm not sure. We'll see what happens with him. But the only next thing to figure out is Josh Giddey. We're going to renounce everybody else. I don't even think I'm going to bring back Trey Jones. Because we kind of have, oh, whoops, I don't want to renounce Josh Giddey necessarily. So Josh Giddey still sitting here, no offers yet, and they're just, wanting me to renounce him. But what I want to do is take him to as far as possible in free agency. Now, as far as what Josh Giddey could maybe get in real life, definitely think 25 to 30 is a realistic outcome for him based off the season he just had, is what I presume could happen, but we'll see. So I would like it to be between that, and I'd prefer if it was on the lower side, obviously. So I'm going to go, we maybe even get him for cheaper than that. So let's say we did 22.5. It might be a little too cheap. Let's say we did 24. 24, what do you think? So 24 a year for you, and he'll sign that. So Josh Giddey will be re-signed back in the Bulls. And now we got Josh Giddey up to an 86. Kobe White, 85. Buzelis is up. Aidasumu is up, and then Patrick Williams is up. Kevin Huerter is up. So there's a lot of things I do want to fix going to this rotation, but we'll go see what we're looking like going into next season. We traded Vucevic away, which was nice, but there's still a lot to figure out with this team because we are not even close to being a contender whatsoever. So let's go ahead and take a look at the rotation for year number 2. As you guys can see, power rank lists us 30th overall. So yeah, not really anticipating this season being all that special, but we have Josh Giddey, Kobe White, Patrick Williams, Matas Buzelis, Zach Collins, Lonzo Ball, Aidasumu, Jalen Smith, Kevin Huerter, and Javon Carter. So I am going to run 10 deep because I do want to get some guys involved here. So first and foremost, I'd like Derek Queen to get some minutes, and I'm going to throw him in over Jalen Smith. Let's do that right now. So Jalen Smith is not going to get the back of 5 minutes. It's going to go to Derek Queen instead. Jovic is getting minutes now, which I like. Dalen Terry being out of rotation sucks a little bit, but it's all good. But there's a bunch of expiring salary here, so I am going to maybe evaluate the deadline to see if there's like a player we can bring in. Like immediately I think of like a bad contract player that maybe, well, like it's a good player, but he's not on the greatest contract. First guy I can think of, but I'm not going to do it today, is like Michael Porter Jr., for instance. Like there's a bunch of rumors about maybe Denver wanting to get rid of him depending on how these playoffs go. So like he'd be a good example of maybe going after someone like that. That's not going to be Michael Porter specifically because I've got him in the Wizards video, so I don't want to do that again today. But I'm going to push these two shots and see tendencies up just a little bit. Maybe we can give Buzelis a little bit of a jump too. And we can bring Zach Collins down just a tad bit. I don't really care about Zach Collins being that good. But all right, let's go ahead. Simulate to this season. If I stop at the deadline to make any type of move whatsoever, whether it's selling or buying, I will show you. So far, we're off to a decent little start. So we'll see where we're at the deadline. So we're 26 and 24 at the trade deadline, and there's only one guy I really have in mind here that I actually think could be a ton of fun. We just did a video on them, and obviously there's rumors about him being traded in real life, so you probably know who I'm going with here. But if I'm going to use this video on, or if I'm going to use a trade idea in one video, or I guess this specific guy, I would like to use in this one because I actually do like the idea of Chicago maybe going after him, and that is going to be Mr. Zion Williamson. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can't bring Zion to Chicago. They're selling right now. That is why we like the idea of it. If Zion, for whatever reason, didn't get traded in the offseason, which I guess we could have looked at that in the offseason. I didn't really think about it until now. But he's still on the Pelicans, and they're selling now. So I'm going to see if I can pull something off for Zion Williamson. It's going to be tough, but we're over 500 by 2 games. But I could really see Zion being an interesting pairing with Josh Giddey and Kobe White in the backcourt. Might as well take a shot at it, right? Because I don't know what the Bulls are doing exactly, but Zion could be a high upside swing. Obviously, a lot of risk involved. Zion, to me, is the biggest what if right now, obviously currently in the NBA, because we all know how good he is when he's healthy. It's the when and the if, and it just never is the current present moment. You know what I'm trying to say. But I'm going to see if I can make something happen. So we are going to try to let the Pelicans get off his contract entirely and obviously give them assets on top of that. So let's see. So we throw Zach Collins' salary in here. We only need $16.5 million more. So Kevin Huerter would fit that perfectly. But is that going to be enough? No. We're going to have to trade draft picks or something. So give me, I guess, Keon Brooks. So Zach Collins and Kevin Huerter won't get it done. So we have this Blazers pick that's line protected. That's never going to convey. Our pick is probably pretty good too, which is, I mean, it's only actually 1.5 stars right now. So a first round pick from Portland of 2026, and let's say we did our 2028 as well. So we're going all in and gambling a little, or I guess we're not going all in, but we're gambling a little bit. So 3 first round picks offer for Zion. Is that enough? I doubt it, but we're going to send it over anyway. And Zion Williamson would be a really nice addition to Chicago and could be kind of the face of the franchise. So let's see. They agree. So 3 first round picks gets it done for Zion Williamson. I think Zion's trade value will be hurt a little bit, obviously, by the what-if factor. But I'm excited to bring him in. I do want Matas Buzelis still to start as well. He's having 12. Oh, his 3-point shot isn't great this year. Damn, okay. So we are going to move Zion to the... Do we go 3 or do we go 4? I mean, it goes up. So I guess we can move Buzelis. Buzelis goes up too, though. So either one. I guess I'm going to move Buzelis to the 3. Just because Zion can probably get it done at the power forward with how big he is. So it'll be, they want to start Patrick Williams though, which I get it for the spacing factor because Williams is shooting 39% from 3 this year. I guess Buzelis is still an 83 overall. He's going to get a ton of minutes off the bench. He's still playing more than Patrick Williams, and I wouldn't surprise me if that changed halfway through the deadline or halfway through the season, rest of the season anyway. So they took Derek Queen out of the rotation entirely, which obviously I don't want that to be the case. So Jalen Smith actually, you know what? Derek Queen can start. I think Zach Collins was starting for us. Derek Queen can get the start now, and now Dalen Terry's also in rotation, so I can rock with this. So we'll see how this goes now that we've added Zion at the deadline. But Josh Giddey, Kobe White, Zion trio. How far does that really go? I have no idea. Thankfully, we have the power of having injuries off in 2K, so it should be able to go decently far with Zion leading the way. We'll see how the rest of the season goes, and I'll see you guys at the end of year 2 or year 1. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wins MVP, Cooper Flagg Rookie of the Year, RJ's your 6th man. You got Giannis Defensive Player, Scoot Most Improved, and then Steph Curry Clutch Player, and Marcus your Coach of the Year, and John Murphy is your Executive. So All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third team. So we don't get Zion Williamson on one of these teams just yet, but in due time, I could definitely see that being the case. all defense first team and all defensive second team. And then we do get Derek Queen making all rookie first team, which is exciting. 9 and 7 and almost a block per game. Awesome stuff. So I was very, very tempted to give some extensions out. We're in the play-in again, but at least we're over 500 this time at, actually, no, we're right at 500 rather. Sorry. We're 41 and 41. So still kind of, I don't know if I would call us directionless, but we're still not in the greatest spot in the world. So Kobe White was asking for an extension at the deadline, or at the contract extension deadline, but he wanted $30 million per year, which I don't know. Maybe that's what Kobe White would get. I mean, he's 86 overall, so more than likely I'm going to give him that. I just was hesitating to do so. But let's just see how these playoffs go before we really commit to anything, because there was quite a few players asking for extensions at the extension deadline, but I kind of wanted to see how these playoffs went. They once again took Derek Queen out of the starting 5, which I just totally disagree with. I want Derek Queen to start and get that playoff experience. We get Boston, so let's see if they look any different. I'm assuming they look basically the same. Yep, pretty much. So not much to look at here other than they've added Exum. Let's simcast and let's see if we can't take down the Boston Celtics at home. The Bulls have had a trend and are very familiar with the play-in tournament. So hopefully we have the, I guess, the home field advantage. I'm not even saying home field. I'm saying home field. 142, 113. We get it done. We're in the postseason. So we get to play Cleveland. The Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's see how this one's going to go. I like our chances, but game 1 does go to us. 36 from Jarrett Allen, but 31 from Josh Giddey with 7 and 8 go alongside it. So nice start. They even it up though. Game 3 goes to us. We are giving Cleveland some problems right now. I will say that though. Josh Giddey is playing out of his mind. 24, 9 and 8. He's almost averaging a triple double right now. Shout out to Josh Giddey. Game 4, they even it up though. Okay, so a big game 5 is upon us. Let's see if we can win on the road in Cleveland to take a 3-2 lead. No matter what, though, this is exciting to see us pushing a second seed in the East regardless. So I have a new driver ready to update. So that's something I have to do later, I guess. My computer's giving me the notification. Sorry, distracted. But we're in game 6. This is to force a game 7 and stay alive. And it's going to be close. And we will hang on, though. 97-93. Zion with 20, 11, and 8. And now it is time for a crucial game 7 in Cleveland. If we can get this done, the Zion Williamson trade would have been well worth it, but it looks like Cleveland may not allow that to happen. So we lose, but I will say we still push the second seed to 7 games. That still feels good as a relatively young team, so we can't be too discouraged about that start. We got Oklahoma City and Cleveland. So yeah, the team we pushed to 7 literally went to the finals. They may even win the whole thing, and they do. So yes, we lost, but we pushed the championship team to 7 games. So that is a moral victory we can take home and feel good about. So LeBron James is going to call it quits. Al Horford's retiring. Russell Westbrook, Paul George reunited in Philadelphia. They're both retiring at the same time. All right. For the lottery, we obviously gave our picks away, so we're not going to get... well, that Blazers pick was lottery protected anyway, but our pick wasn't in the lottery because we're in the playoffs. Wow, the Nuggets have the #1 overall pick. That's insane. So Knicks via Washington, which I need to fix because I should be going to the Wizards. And then, yeah, so we'll fix that one here in just a second. But... we don't have a draft pick, so we don't have to worry about drafting. Billy Donovan was just our head coach. We could keep him. We could go in a different direction. Let's see. So we got Joe Mazzulla. We got Brian Keefe. Okay, do we keep Billy Donovan, though? I mean, we didn't do too bad with him, honestly, low-key. We almost, like I said, we almost took down the championship team, but I'm going to go ahead and give the Celtics head coach an offer just in case. I'm also going to go give Jamal Mosley an offer, too, just in case, and then I'll give this last offer to Billy Donovan. So I would be fine with keeping Donovan if needed. But Jamal Mosley does accept our offer, and we could get Bill Donovan as well. But I think, obviously, Jamal Mosley has better potential. So that is what we're going to rock with. So potential is way better. Or I guess it's only half a star better. But offense and defense is better. So Jamal Mosley is now going to be the coach of the Chicago Bulls. And now we can head to draft night. Even though this part won't matter. I just got to go fix some draft picks for other teams. We can kind of figure out what we're doing next. So let's go ahead and head straight to player options. We got Bazelis and Phillips, which will accept both of those. Qualifying offers, Jovic and Dalen Terry. 2 guys I would not mind bringing back, but it's not going to hurt my feelings if we lose them either. Free agency. So we do have quite a few free agents. And Kobe White is sitting here and asking for more money than he was at the deadline. So I have to figure out if Kobe White is well worth the offer. Because if we pay everybody we're seeing right now, we're pretty much locked into this team. Do I want to be locked in this team is the question. Now, do I have cap space? That I don't know. We actually do have a little bit. We can give somebody $30 million if we don't want to pay Kobe White. Which I'm not saying I don't want to, but I do want to explore all options just in case. So, like, we saw... we'd have even more money if Patrick contract wasn't on the books anymore. But he finished the season 8 points and 36% from 3. Zion, of course, is making money. Jalen Smith's making some money. Derek Queen. Okay, if there was somebody I'd want to pay this offseason, though, who would it be? So we're not going for Luka Doncic. If we lose Kobe White, we'd obviously need a shooting guard. Mikal Bridges is sitting here, which is interesting. But probably won't go for him. You do have Austin Reeves here, too, which is a fun idea. Jaren Jackson, but we do have Zion already at the 4. And I want to keep Azealis as a starter as well. So it's basically the shooting guard, the center spot. So Quentin Grimes is intriguing, but do I really want to pay this man 35? I mean, shot. Almost same exact thing as paying Kobe White. There is Dyson Daniels, though, who just could win Defensive Player of the Year. Maybe even most improved. There's Cam Thomas, Jalen Duren. There definitely is some intriguing offers. You also have Shaden Sharp if you want to throw an offer to him. But I think we're more than likely best off just throwing Kobe White as offer and keeping him around. Although we could sound like a Hartenstein as well at the center position. So a lot of different things we can do. But I think it's in our best interest to go ahead and throw Kobe White his offer. 5-year deal. Kobe White will be extended to stay a Chicago Bull. A little more money than I want to give him, but I will go ahead and give it to him anyway. I guess I gotta up the offer just a little bit further. So what about that? Okay, nope, still saying no. 5 years, 29. Sure. Okay, so that's gonna be a done deal there. Who do I want to keep out of some of these other guys? So we have Lonzo already. We have Patrick Williams already. Phillips is probably not rotationally ready yet. Gil Smith's a fine backup 5 if we rock with him. So just a power forward and a shooting guard, I guess, is kind of what we need. So to me, it's like Ayodosumu and Jovic would be the guys I'd start. Probably let the rest of these guys go. So I'm going to bring Jovic back. Well, I guess I can't. Well, we'll wait on that. So Kobe White will be signed. You want me to renounce the rest of the guys, but I'm not going to do that. So Dosunmu will be brought back on a 3-year deal. We're definitely locking ourselves into this team a little bit, which is kind of what I didn't want to do, but I'm doing it anyway. So Kobe White, Dosunmu, and Jovic will be brought back. So yeah, that is going to be pretty much, well, I mean, we have a little bit of money left to spend on other things, but I'm going to save it. So let's go to player progression and let's see what we can do at player progression. And we'll see if there's anything else we want to do before we call this offseason quit. So we have Zion up to a 91, Josh Giddey up to an 87. Azealis is already up to an 84, which is great. I want to keep him as a starter, like I said. Williams up to an 81, Derek Queen's already up, Lonzo is up, and then Dosunmu is up, and Jovic is up. So all great stuff. I think there is a possibility we get aggressive at the deadline again. I'm hoping to be in the playoff push once again, which I anticipate we will be. But we should be a good team with this big 3 that we have. It's just a matter of, I think, adding one more piece to this puzzle, and then we could maybe be serious because we have our number 1 option. We definitely have our second option with Josh Giddey. So Giddey and Zion Williamson. I will be honest with you. That duo in real life, I'm not sure if that's ever going to be able or capable of winning a championship. But in 2K, it might just work. It might just work. But let's go look at the rotation. So that took like 10,000 years to load, but we're finally here. 22nd power rankings, a little bit better than it was last year at 30th. But obviously we didn't have Zion at the beginning of last year. So Jamal Mosley is the brand new head coach. So I'm definitely interested to see what we look like under him. But here is your starting 5. So it's Giddey, Kobe White, Azealis, Zion Williamson, Derek Queen, who's going to continue to develop, but just not quite there yet. Patrick Williams, Lonzo, Dosunmu, and Jalen Smith. Not a bad rotation by any means, but we will go 10-man to throw Jovic some minutes too. And then we'll shrink the bench utilization down just a tad bit. And obviously, Giddey and Zion Williamson should still be the guys. But let's go ahead and simulate to the 7th and see what our record is there. So far, we're off to a piss-poor start. So yeah, this isn't a great look, but maybe things will turn around. So we start off 3-8. See if we can maybe get a win streak going here. Nope. 3-9, 3-10. Okay, so it's 4-10. Let's go to December 6th, and then we'll simulate the rest after that. Okay, getting some wins on our belt, maybe. Can we get to 500 in this stretch? 9-12. Okay, we're getting closer. 2 wins, needed it. And we're 12-13. Okay, we'll see. This is still very much alive. I will see you guys either at the deadline at the end of this season. But we'll kind of have to evaluate how good we are at the deadline, or if we're good enough, I won't even stop at the deadline. So we're at the trade deadline. I'm going to try to see if the Hawks will be down to swap Patrick Williams for Okongwu. So that is what I'm trying to get done. They're both, you know, making around the same amount of money. So we'll see if we can make something happen here. So I'm going to try to throw a second to sweeten the deal a little bit, but they're not getting behind it just yet, which is fine. 3 seconds attached? No. Okay, so can we throw a player in here and maybe they don't have to? Guess we do have to match salary with something. What if I gave you Jalen Smith and you give me like a bad player? So like Bryce James, I guess, is not bad per se, but you get the point. So Barlow, nope, there. Or I guess Smith. Well, I guess this is Smith's making way too much money, so I have to keep that in mind. 3 million was not enough. Probably. I mean, we could take Terrence Mann, I guess. I don't know if that would make a difference. No. Do I trade another first round pick? Am I in that deep? I mean, we traded 2026 and 2028 so far. So I'm going to throw a 2030 at them to see what they'd say to that. And they still don't agree. And I'll throw that last second in there. Not getting done. All right, so let's see if I just ask for Okongwu what they'd want. Because I assume I could get them if I wanted them, right? Let's see what they're going to ask for. No, we cannot. Okay, never mind. So that was a failure. I was going to try to get Okongwu with this deadline, but we maybe can't. So throw Patrick Williams and Jalen Smith in here. Because I would prefer to try to get a backup 5 or a 5. Ooh, Mark Williams does pop up for us. And we get Ben Simmons. The Clippers got Mark Williams. Now, he's only on a 1-year deal. But I can actually get behind that because we wouldn't have to keep him after this. Kessler, who got paid, we get Davion Mitchell. We have to trade a first-round pick. Kessler's interesting for sure if Utah maybe want to get off his contract. So there is some centers that we kind of wanted to pop up. They're popping up. So do we want Mark Williams on the expiring, or do we want to keep Kessler long-term? And we get Davion Mitchell as a throw-in, too. We have to trade 2027 first, though. I guess this would have to turn in 2028 because of the step-in. I think I like the, I think I like the Mark Williams trade a little bit more, but the problem is we wouldn't have his bird right. So, although I'd actually be fine with that because we're getting off Patrick Williams' contract. So we're going to do this one. So we're not going to have to trade it first. We only have to send Patrick Williams and Jalen Smith. We get Ben Simmons as well. Get Mark Williams. So yeah, let's get it. So Mark Williams is our new addition. Now we have Josh Giddey, Kobe White, Buzelis, Zion, Mark Williams, Adusumu, Lonzo, Derek Queen, and Jovic, and then Ben Simmons. But I'm just going to run 10 or 9-man rotation. So we're 6 games under 500 right now, but we're in the play-in. I messed with the shot tendencies a little bit because I have a feeling that the touch tendencies were really high on like 3 different players. So I brought Kobe White touch tendency down quite a bit. So he's more of just like a catch and shoot guy for us. That way Giddey and Zion are controlling the ball more. I don't know if that's going to affect anything or not, but I'm hoping it will. So I'll see you guys at the end of the season where I'm hoping we can get a win streak going and get to being a real playoff team and not just a play-in team again. So at the end of year number 2, the East was really bad again. Billy Donovan went to San Antonio and won Coach of the Year, so shout out to him for that. Here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third team. But this season did not go as well as I would have hoped, I will say, because we end up as the 10th seed, and we went like 36 and something. Like, it was really bad. We went 35 and 47, so usually that doesn't get you into the play-in or the playoffs, but 22 from Zion, 19 from Josh Giddey. So far, this experiment is failing up to this point. There's still time, but it's not going well. I'll say that. I'll be the first to admit it. But we'll see if we maybe have a magical play-in spark and get things going. We'll see. So let's simcast against Charlotte and see if we can't take them out to get into the actual playoffs. And then with Mark Williams being off the books, Williams' contract gone, Derek Queen will get an opportunity to start again next year. Unless if it lets us resign Mark Williams, but we're going to be eliminated. So that is unfortunate for sure. So the Bulls are eliminated. Or did we have or no? Wait, did we win? Wait, I backed out. Did we win somehow? I thought we were getting blown out. I'm so confused on what just happened. Am I bugging? Maybe I'm just tripping. I don't know. We lost anyway. So whatever. I guess we had a chance to get, I'm not sure what happened, but we got the Spurs to go on. I'd have to watch that back because I thought we were dead in the water and then we won somehow. I don't know, but Spurs won the championship. So Donovan just won a championship. Olenek's going to retire a Bull, and now we can go to lottery night, even though pretty sure we don't have a pick. So our pick is headed to, where is our pick actually? Oh, we get the 9th pick. Actually, we do have a pick in this draft. Okay, so that's helpful. We have Jamal Mosley as the head coach. I actually am not even interested in drafting, honestly. I'm ready to make the playoffs next year and be a good team. So I am fully on board with doing whatever it takes to make that happen. So 7th overall and whatever else I got to attach. Like, I'm not even opposed. I'm honestly not even opposed to trading Kobe White necessarily. Or even Josh Giddey. We'll see. 19, although I like what Josh Giddey's bringing to the table. But if we bring in like another elite scorer instead of Kobe White, who is great and all, but if we bring in somebody better, I think I'd be fine with doing it. So we're gonna see if maybe we can get someone to pop up for that. So I actually really like this trade quite a bit. We can send Kobe White, the 9th pick, and Ben Simmons over the Grizzlies for Desmond Bane. Let's see what he did last year. He only averaged 18, so it's very similar, but we're getting a really good backup point guard and Ty Jerome off the bench as well. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and do this. So we're going to get off Kobe White's contract. We bring in Bane's, that's obviously shorter term, but we like Bane's fit absolutely next to Josh Giddey and Zion anyway. So, and bringing in Jerome is also awesome too off the bench. So I'm hoping this will make us better. It does suck to let go of Kobe White, but at the end of the day, we're upgrading our backup point guard spot. We're getting veterans to be brought in as we're trying to go for it. So I'm not sure if this is what the Bulls should be doing in real life, but that's what we've done so far in this video. So, and they might end up doing that again in real life. We really don't know what the Bulls are going to do. Let's go to player options now that we don't have a draft pick anymore. So let's see what 9th overall ended up being, or who went 9. So they got Dylan Mingo with that pick. So I'm not too discouraged by that. I guess Ariza or some other options were on the board, but I think we did the best. I think we probably made the better decision there. So Buzelis and Derek Queen are back. No free agents to worry about. I don't even know if it's going to let me resign Mark Williams. Lonzo Ball's a free agent, but won't be bringing him back because we just brought in, obviously, our new backup point guard. And then I'm assuming Mark Williams is not able to be re-signed. I would be interested in doing it if I could, but no, we can't. So I kind of, oh, well, I guess we can still give him a decent offer. So we'll see. So we got Giddey, Ty Jerome, Ayodosumu, Desmond Bane, Montez Buzelis, Zion and Jovic, and then Derek Queen. So, I mean, I guess I can give Mark Williams a contract. I think this team would be pretty good next year. So I'm going to give Mark Williams a 3-year deal. And no, he will not sign that actually. I mean, maybe if it's a 4-year deal, player option. I don't think, or that was a team option. I don't think he's going to accept anything we offer him. So unfortunately, I mean, it looks like we have some money, or maybe that's just on Mark Williams alone. So Hardenstein, we signed Hardenstein? Okay, I guess we can. Well, he has interest, but we can only offer him $15 million. Okay, we got to keep that in mind. So I prefer to get a center in the building. So Hardenstein, we're pretty close to being able to sign Hardenstein. Vucevic is asking for a lot of money. Makovich, Stewart, Gogo Badate. There's Daron Sharp, which Daron Sharp's probably pretty close to what we would value as a backup 5. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to throw Daron Sharp a shorter term deal though. Let's go 2 years, 13 million. So at least if next year we don't like his fit, we can make him a I guess what we could do also, let's wait on Daron Sharp, and we might be able to get Mark Williams on the last day, because obviously he'd be a bigger upgrade. But if Mark Williams doesn't get any offers and we can throw him 26 million, he might eventually accept that offer. So let's do that instead. That could actually work out. So let's see. Or did he already? No, he has 3 offers. None of them are legit yet. I'm still here. I can't give you that, but I can give you 26. We're gonna have to wait, but that might be something he might eventually be interested in. So let's just scroll through this and we'll see if he's still here. Now he is getting some more offers now, so we have to keep that in mind. He's still not close to accepting anything though. Is he ready? Not yet, but like I said, he didn't have like any great offers yet. So let's see, any legit offers. 60%. All okay. So just I'm waiting. Your choice. What about now? What do we got? 2-year deal. I think we got something. I think he's gonna accept that. So Mark Williams, I'm glad we actually took that plan and that route instead. So Mark Williams is gonna be back in Chicago. So that trade actually worked out for us. By sending Patrick Williams out of the building, we get Mark Williams to stick around. And now let's go to player progression. So now we have Zion down in overall. Bane stays the same. Mark Williams goes up 2. Derek Queen's only up to an 81. So I guess it's a good thing we traded for Mark Williams, because I thought Derek Queen would develop a little bit more than that. Just hasn't done so today. But all right, we're going to see how this is going to go. We are off Kobe White, and we've brought in Desmond Bane and Ty Jerome to be this new haul for us. So we'll see if it works out. That's the plan, and that's the hope. Now, I will tell you, power rank is still not that high on us, so that's not a great sign. But they actually want to start Derek Queen still, which is interesting, I guess, if that's what they think is best. But here we go. We got Giddey, Desmond Bane, Buzelis, Zion Williamson, Derek Queen, Mark Williams, Ty Jerome, Jovic, and then Ayodosumu is your rotation. So we're not deep at all, so we're definitely just 9 deep. That's it. And then what are your shot tendencies? So Zion's is still high. Bane's is high as well, which I want it to be, but we're going to push the shot tendency down just a little bit. Actually, you know what? Let's do it the other way around. Let's do Giddey lower and let's push Bane's up higher. That's probably the better way to do this. Let's do that instead. Touch tendency can still be kind of high for Giddey though. So something like that looks good. We'll go 84. All right, we'll see how that goes. Let's simulate the first few weeks and see how this works out. So 1-0. 1-1, 2-1, 3-1. So far this is looking good, but still plenty of time to see what direction it's going to shift in. But we're 8-3 so far, so this is looking pretty solid. Can we keep it up though? 8-4, 9-4. All right, think we might have found something. I'll see you guys at the end of this season, and we'll see if we actually make the playoffs this time and not just the damn play-in team. So for the first time in quite a while, we avoided the play-in tournament altogether. Jokic is still in Denver, and they added AJ DeBanza alongside him, I just noticed. That's actually very terrifying to think about, but we'll see how this is about to go. So all NBA first team, Jokic, Wembanyama, Luka, Cade, and Cooper Flag. All NBA second and all NBA third team. All defensive first team and all defensive second team. All rookie teams are there. No rookie second team. But we are the second seed in the East, so things went pretty well. Let's see if it goes on to win us the championship, though. Zion with 22-6, 18 from Desmond Bane, 7 from Buzelis, 15 from Josh Giddey, 13 from Mark Williams, 12-8 from Derek Queen, and then 10 from Ty Jerome off the bench. Not too shabby. So we'll see how this is about to turn out, but I'm hoping we can get some things done here. So Detroit in round 1. Pretty similar team other than they've lost Jalen Duren. I feel like we should be able to beat them, but we'll see. I feel like we have a much better overall balanced team, but they're up 3-1 on us just like that. So may have spoken too soon, but there is still an opportunity for us to maybe get back in this series if we decide to win 3 straight, which is something that happens sometimes a lot in 2K. Even 3-0 leads happen or get blown all the time. All right, so game 6 in Detroit. This is to force a game 7, and then who knows what will happen there if we're able to do so. And it's going to be a close game 6, and they are going to lose 108-106. Okay, game 7 is in effect at home in Chicago in the Windy City. Can we make it happen? We complete the 3-1 comeback. No, Detroit's going to say no, I think. And oh my gosh. We just took that at like the very freaking end. What just happened at the end? I have to see it. I thought we lost. Zion Williamson blocked a Sasser jump shot, but Desmond Bane hit a free throw. Or he missed, or he got fouled on a 3-point shot, missed 2 free throws, and made the 1. Talk about dramatic. It worked out. That's what matters. And now we're in the second round. So that was a close series, but we get it done. Now we get to play Toronto, which Toronto has a little bit more talent than I feel like Detroit did. But Detroit does have a Cade Cunningham as well, so we got to keep that in mind. Let's go. Game 1 goes to Toronto. Game 2, we even it up. Game 3 goes to us. Game 4 goes to them. Game 5, I'm going to simcast this one. We're in Chicago again, so we just won Game 7 at home. Can we win a Game 5 at home is the question, and we will. 105-112. Okay, now we head on the road. This is to punch our ticket to the conference finals. Can we do it? Toronto wants to force a Game 7. We don't want to go there. It's going to be a Game 7, though, I think. Oh, we almost took it at the end. Almost, but not quite. So another Game 7 in our hands in Chicago again. So this time, are we going to escape with the win, or can we win convincingly by blowing them out? They're going to blow us out, I think, actually. Yeah, this time it's not going to work out in our favor. So 129-102 loss in the second round. Pacers and Spurs, and the Spurs go on to win the championship. Wembanyama is your finals MVP. So pretty unfortunate, but what can you do? For the lottery, we have Blazers getting the #1 pick via the Bucks, which is crazy, and then staff signing. We'll keep Jamal Mosley because things worked out pretty well. Let's head to draft night, and let's figure out if we want to do anything. We don't even have a draft pick, so no. So for player options, Derek Queen will accept, obviously, and then Buzelis will be looking to extend. And then you have Zion, who's a free agent, which we'll keep him as well. Ty Jerome also probably to be kept, so we can just re-sign all of these guys right here. So let's keep them all together. Wait, what? Zion. Oh my gosh, dude. No freaking way he just left us. Oh, God. Okay, well, this video just took a turn for the worse. Zion Williamson just left us to dry. That sucks because I had something in mind, low-key, and now that is dead in the water. So Zion Williamson left us. That sucks. We still have a good team, but can't deny the loss of him is really going to hurt us. Wow. All right, well, that is not something I've had to deal with in quite some time. Well, What can you do? And we have like no money. We could give Hunter Tyson the contract, Lewis. Let's go to day 12 and see what we can do. So we'd have to win on the, oh gosh, yeah. This is unfortunate. Zion losing us was the worst case scenario, or leaving us was pretty worst case scenario, and he did it without hesitation. He just broke our hearts. Okay, how much can I offer right now? 5 million, the most. Okay, so let's go and see if there's anybody remotely close that would maybe take a $5 million offer. So there's Vanderbilt, there's Clowney, who's making, okay, so we have a Baji or AJ Griffin. Didn't AJ Griffin retire from basketball? You have Guy Santos, got Cody Williams, Wendell Moore, Kevin Herter. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a Baji an offer. I guess we could have given him 7, but to give him, well, let's give him 7 if they want to allow us to give him 7. Kuminga is also fun too, which he's out of the Warriors rotation in general, so I got to get him in a video too. Just forgot about him, but let's get a Baji on a 7, or nope, I guess we do have to offer 5. Okay, so Baji, the addition, but obviously it's no Zion Williams. All right, so Ty Drum's down 2 overall. Bane's in 88. Oh my gosh, this is Derek Queen's up, which is nice. That helps, but I don't know. Do we really believe in Josh Giddey and Bane to get it done for us? We'll see. We'll see. Or do we make some kind of trade? And would you look at that? Power rank is back to being 30th overall. Man, Zion Williamson leaving us. That was the worst thing that could have happened. Did the Grizzlies keep John Morant as well? Yeah, they have John Morant. Or no, they don't. John Morant was in Clippers. Okay, interesting. So Zion just went to Memphis willingly, and obviously we gave them Kobe White earlier. So maybe he was fond of Kobe White. I'm not sure. But here's what it looks like right now. It's not a bad-looking team, but we clearly lost a really good player. That's going to hurt us in the worst way possible. The one thing we could maybe bank on, though, could Buzelis become a superstar for us this season? I mean, he's an 87 overall. What does his efficiency look like? Is Buzelis the key to making this happen? 17. Oh, he shot 40%. You know what? Let's give Buzelis the keys. Why not? What do we have to lose? What do we have to lose right now? Desmond Bane is going to be the 90 overall shot since we want. Actually, I'm going to keep it at 87. I'm going to give Buzelis the full keys to the ignition. Go crazy, Buzelis, because we don't really have a choice right now. Josh Giddey's shot tendency is nice to where I want it to be, but Buzelis, if you want to become the superstar here, I encourage you to do so. Let's see how the first few games go with him leading the charge. So 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. Okay, well, 4-3. So let's see what he's doing so far. Stats-wise, he's averaging 27. Buzelis, go crazy. That's going to make some Bulls fans happy. So you know what? It's good that Zion left us. We'll see how this season ends. But man, would it be crazy if Buzelis was able to lead us to a championship. That would be just awesome, but we'll see how it goes. We finish up as a playoff team once again. Would have loved to have seen Buzelis get a most improved player nod, but didn't really see that occurring, unfortunately. But we are the 4th seed in the East. So if we look at the player stats, he did average 24 with 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 47% from the field, 36% from 3, and 90% from the free throw line. So not too bad. I like that a lot. Desmond with 19, 15 from Derek Queen, 15 from Giddey, and 14 from Mark Williams. So we get the Knicks in round 1. We'll see how this is going to go. They actually want to start Ty Jerome, which is interesting. So, New York, round 1. So let's see how this works out. So game 1 goes to us, 121-16. Josh Giddey with 25 coming off the bench, I guess. Is he back in the starting lineup after that? He is. Okay. So game 2 goes to us. So far, so good. And are we going to sweep the Knicks? Nope. They're going to win 1, and they're going to win 2, and they're going to come back in it, aren't they? Yep, they are. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they? So now it's 3-3 after we were up 3-0. And we're going to blow a 3-0 lead, I presume, because that's just how it's been going today right now. And we go to overtime, and we're going to lose. 143-134. So 3-0 lead gets absolutely blown. I'm going to do one more season. One more season. And I kind of have an idea of what I want to do here, because Josh Giddey and Desmond Bane will both be free agents. So I'm hoping we're going to have a ton of cap space. I could be wrong in that thinking. And then I think Mark Williams is a free agent as well. But I'm basically hoping we can get like a crazy good free agent to pair with our boy Buzelis right now. So I'm going to fire Mosley. We're going to go to Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse is the best coach we can get right now. So I'm going to throw him an offer. And I guess after that, it's McKinney. Well, I guess Nick Nurse is the only other guy I would keep or I'd want. So does he? Nope, of course he doesn't. Okay, so Mosley. You know, I know I just fired you 2 seconds ago, but that's just because I wanted to give you a new contract. I didn't know if you knew what I was doing there. But welcome back, because I didn't see anybody better. All right, let's go to rookie signing, because even if we have a draft pick here, it's probably not going to help me. So McCaw, welcome. Player options, nothing. And then qualifying offers, Derek Queen, free agent. So that's a big one too. All right, so we have money to give. We have a lot of money, actually. So we can give Tatum a contract. He's unrestricted. We have Ace Bailey money. There's some good free agents here. This is going to be the last season regardless. So Ty Jerome, who we gave money to, or I think we have money in you. Oh my gosh, of course we have money. We have nobody on the roster right now. I just noticed that. Damn. We have nobody other than Buzelis. That's crazy. Okay, so of course we have cap space. So Queen's a free agent, Giddy's a free agent, Dosunmu, Jovic, who wants a deep crap amount of money, Bane. All right, so this is going to be interesting. I think I want to get Derek Queen back, obviously, but we could probably get him back on his qualifying offer. So we can't really just go willy-nilly and sign anybody. So I'm going to go ahead and trade Ty Jerome, obviously, as well. If I can turn him into the 2 players, because clearly we need depth more than we need an 83 overall Ty Jerome, who might even just regress more. But so far, that's not even being offered to me. AJ Mitchell, Dylan Brooks, Jalen Mitchell, Hawkins, but that's second guy's nothing. Okay. Can I just get somebody cheaper then, maybe? Blake Monk, Jaden Hardy's a little bit more expensive. Christian Brown's more expensive. AJ Mitchell, I guess in theory, is cheaper. Brooks. Then we can get Jalen Mitchell, who's 20 years old. Might be something next year. Sure, let's take a flyer on him. So we're going to take a flyer on Jalen Mitchell to be our power forward potentially. Okay. So we can't go too crazy here, or do we just have to run this team back? I don't know. So I think we more than likely have to just use our bird rights, because we sign somebody, we're going to lose a lot of these guys. So let's throw pretty much everybody these contracts, because I think we pretty much have to. We're going to sign them, and we'll give Jovic his offer, even though I really don't want to pay anybody this much money. But this is probably our best way of turning this team around, is keeping all these guys. Because if we don't, we're going to be in a bad spot. If we renounce a bunch of players, we'll have no money to fill out the roster. All right, so that's done. So Buzelis became the star. I'd like to trade Desmond Bane. So in a sign-and trade, let's get rid of Desmond Bane and see if we can get something different for him. We're going to go ahead and bring in Dyson Daniels. So we're trading another first-round pick here, but Desmond Bane for Dyson Daniels, that's going to be a done deal. So Dyson Daniels being brought in is fun. I like it. And we kind of have a full rotation for the most part. And I actually do want to explore the idea of trading Josh Giddey as well. If there's an offer out there we like, and maybe a better score, since we just brought in a good defender in Dyson Daniels, and we got Kobe White, Trae Young. Wow. Trae Young is being offered to us, but I mean, it looks like he's regressed a little bit at this point. Lou Dort, Sabonis, Christian Brown, Herb Jones, Caden Boozer, who might develop, but I don't really know what he'll turn into. Maybe we got to wait on this. Let's go to player progression and maybe look at it again. But let's also see if we can sign anybody else really quickly. So we don't have a lot to work with, but I guess I'll give Tyus Jones an offer. We can maybe get a Baji back too, potentially. If we can, then sure, because we pretty much could use anything right now. So let's see if we can find a Baji. And this one's been a struggle today, man. Zion leaving me there was pretty disappointing, and we've only gotten to round 2, and then we lost there. So I guess I can't even find a Baji. So let's see if I can find him this way. So, let's see if we can find him. Okay, so can I sign him again? No. No, I can't. Okay, whatever. So we'll just move on from that. All right, play progression. We'll send Josh Giddey in the trade finder here again, and we'll rock with whatever we get. So we have Dyson Daniels brought in, Buzelis, Derek Queen is up to an 88, Jovic, then Mitchell is up to 79. So that was a nice flyer to take on, because he ended up being decent. All right, last chance to trade Giddey. Maybe we evaluate it at the deadline again, but Zach Edey and LaRavia, Kobe White, who we could bring back, Jalen Johnson, Bam Adebayo, Miles Bridges, Sabonis, McBride, Brown, Murray. Yeah, nothing. So we're gonna rock it with this team. So Josh Giddey and Buzelis lead us to this promised land, shall we? Or shall you? I don't know. Just whatever, make it happen. We finish up as the 3rd seed in the East this time around, and here were your player stats. This is our last season, regardless of what happens here. So, by the way, Derek Queen ended up being the 2nd guy for us, so we can't discount the centers as well, but he ended up being pretty good. 26 from Matas Buzelis, though, which is great. 21 from Derek Queen with 9 rebounds, so I guess our second scorer was right in front of us with Derek Queen, who we drafted earlier. Jovic with 15, who's up to an 83 overall, not too bad. 13 and 7 from Mark Williams off the bench. 10 from Dyson Daniels with 6 rebounds and 7 assists. Josh Giddey was 16, 6 and 6 as well. So all that matters now is hopefully bringing home a championship. We've not even got to the conference finals today, but we get to play a Cleveland team that looks relatively the same. So let's see if they're still what they are supposed to be. And no, we sweep them. So a good start. Now we get to play the 7th-seed Orlando Magic, who upset the 2nd-seeded Charlotte Hornets. Okay. So Orlando has Anthony Black, Peterson, Franz Wagner, Paulo Banchero. They have a young guy who's not even going to be able to hold our boy Derek Queen down low. They also have Fox. This might be a little too much of... I don't know. I guess we'll have to see how it goes because this Magic team looks a little bizarre so far. But we'll see. Game 1 goes to us. We swept the Cavaliers and we have not lost the game. And Derek Queen, like I said, man, I feel like that guy is not going to be able to hold Derek Queen. Derek Queen shooting 62% from 3 in the playoffs, by the way. I don't know how many he's attempted, but he is balling right now. He's attempted 8, and he's shooting 62, so shout out to him. 8 isn't that much, obviously. Game 2, even it up. Game 3, ooh, I didn't mean to click something around, but we won Game 3. Game 4 goes to us. Don't blow it. 3-1 to lead. Don't do it, please. And we beat them in 6. We finally made it to the conference finals, and we get to play the Washington Wizards. So the Wizards have Poole, Carrington, Edgecombe, Boozer, Sarr, Hugo, Keegan Murray, and Tristan Da Silva, and the Warriors and the Timberwolves are on the other side. All right, we've gone through hell and high water to get to this point. So let's see if we can't win this one. 1-0, beat them by 22. 56 from Buzelis, 22 free throws. He's averaging 34 in the playoffs. Man, I honestly, Zion leaving was actually a blessing in disguise because I was like, well, Zion's gone. Let's give the keys to Buzelis, and he has ran with it. Shout out to Buzelis, man. Game 2 goes to us. Game 3 goes to them. Game 4 goes to us, though. Can we get to the finals? Yes, we can. Oh, my Lord. We've made it to the finals after everything we've gone through in this video. Can we beat... Or I guess I don't know who it's going to be yet. It's going to be Timberwolves. Okay, so we get to do with Anthony Edwards. But Buzelis averaged 38 points per game in that conference finals. Wow. So Minnesota has Boozer, McCain, Edwards, McDaniels, Mitch Robinson, Cam Thomas, Ty Jerome, who we gave him, who stayed at 81 overall. So... oh, well, we got the younger guy. He might even be developed into it. No, he's an 80, so whatever. Game 1 goes to Minnesota. Game 2, oh, man. Wait, do we even the series? Yes, we do. We're not dead yet. I was about to say we're down 2-0. Wasn't looking good, but maybe we win 3 straight. It's back in our corner. It looks like we might be able to do that as long as we don't blow a massive lead here. Hang on, and we have won Game 5. We've won 3 in a row. Can we win Game 6 to make it 4 in a row? Yes, we can, and we will win a freaking championship to end this video. I'll be honest with you. I genuinely thought it wasn't going to happen, but Derek Queen and Buzelis ended up being the saviors of the video. I think bringing in Dyson Daniels was kind of a nice addition, too, swapping him for Desmond Bane. But man, oh man, it worked out in the end, although once we lost Zion, I lost a little bit of hope, not going to lie. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm curious to see what Chicago does in real life. I truly don't know what their direction quite is. We shall find out. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. I'll see you tomorrow with the Kings one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.